We created plenty of chances. The game wasn't a great game, not at all. I didn't think, but we had some bright spells. We had some good opportunities, some real good opportunities, which we didn't take, and ultimately that's cost us, as well as players who I can't keep defending them, who quite simply didn't work hard enough for the team.
Yeah, which is hugely disappointing, because that's your sort of very ethos, isn't it? Working hard, making sure you do the basics, and then let the technical ability take over. Yeah,
definitely. They've got to do that. They've got to understand their role within the team, and they have to be part of the team. And that's cost us. And that's cost us a sloppy goal. But the game for me was not a great game. Still a game. We've created 14, 15 chances, but. We've got to make sure that we take them as well as do our job, I think, defensively, and do the right things for the team. And too many players let us down on that tonight.
Because early on you looked bright, didn't you, on the counter-attack? You had a few openings, it looked like you could tear them apart at leisure, really, in the first 10 minutes, but then it kind of went a bit flat after that.
Well, we started really well. We started really bright, and the players have to maintain those levels throughout. Because I think if we'd have got an early goal, then the game was there. We felt the game was there for the taking. But ultimately, we need to take those opportunities in those key times in the game and make sure that we capitalise on them.
What particular area of the pitch frustrated you, annoyed you tonight?
In wide areas, I didn't think we was competitive enough. Although the one thing that we do have is we have goals from that area. So out of possession, I was disappointed with them there. The two centre forwards, when we held the ball up and they got the support that they needed from the wide men, they were much better. But we've got to make sure that we look more assertive, especially when we're bearing down on goal, and also when we create the opportunities that we are creating for them.
Because of course people will look at the results and see not enough wins on the board, not enough points on the board, and won't look at the chances created stats. But you've got to have some, and haven't you taken the responsibility really to put their hand up and say, right, this is going to be me, goes in the goal scoring run?
Definitely, and that's 100% it, because of our year managers up and down the country all the time defending their players, but on this occasion, when we're creating the opportunities that we are and we're not taking them, it's simply not good enough. It's something that we're working on tirelessly on the training ground with the players, and but what they have to do is they have to be able to manage and cope with the pressures of a 90-minute game, and that's what they need to do when they're in front of goal, and make sure that they take their opportunities.
Have there been some harsh words in there tonight?
Very harsh, yes.
The harshest since you've been here? You look more annoyed than I've seen you.
Honest is probably the best way to describe it. I was honest with the players in what they need to do, and honest with them individually and how they need to improve, and that's something that simply I demand as a manager, but more importantly that the football club demand from them.
Food for thought then for you for the weekend in terms of selection, I suppose?
Yeah, always food for thought. But it's a game live on Sky, and these players have to understand that there's going to be no hiding place for them. They'll be playing in front of all of those viewers as well as the crowd, and they need to make sure that they cope with that they manage that, and they respond in the right way.
How's Davey? I think he was suffering from a bit of illness, was he, first half?
Yeah, he come off with an illness, a bad stomach bug, so we'll obviously have a look at him and see how he is over the next couple of days.
Didn't help you had to reshuffle a bit because Santos took a conk to his nose by the looks of it as well.
Yeah, but we could cope with that, and we could manage that with what we had in the squad. But it's just it's a disappointing goal to concede in injury time.
Can you take crumbs of comfort from the fact you got Smith on the pitch tonight and Forrester had his debut?
Yeah, there's comfort obviously in those players playing, but there's no comfort in the result, and we are in the results business, and we need to make sure that the performances, that the results match the performances, and tonight 1-0 here isn't good enough.
Obviously the window's shut, the loan window opens next week. Have you got enough in your squad now? Are you happy with what you've got? Can these players take you to where you want to go?
Well, I'll evaluate that with the chairman, and we'll have our discussions on that.
Cozzy back for the weekend?
Hopefully, hopefully. Obviously, same thing. It's been an ongoing one, and hopefully he'll be back into the squad.
Thanks for your time.